Hello and welcome to the Rollers and the Rockers podcast brought to you by Bankwest. My name is Hayley Miller and I'm joined by my wonderful intercept marking co-host, Emro Driscoll. Welcome. How are you feeling today?
Mate, I feel like I've been hit by a truck. I definitely left my back out on Vic Park yesterday. But here we are. Thank you for that intro. That's stunning. Also, you had a great game.
Because you've really helped me out this week. I was not very prepared, and Drisco, I think this is what I need to do is just give her a bit of a roasting and she'll do what I want her to do. I've been waiting how many seasons for you to do something in this podcast, and then you came through the goods. I've read through the script. It's fantastic. I can't wait to get stuck into it with you. But there is
I'm so glad.
There is someone missing in the room.
The elephant.
The elephant in the room is missing. So
I guess we're not going to bring our guest in yet, but Mim Strom, I'm sorry, she literally said to our guest, "Can't wait to see you Monday for the podcast," and doesn't show up. You can't do that.
But it's also she just doesn't reply to the group chat. So you're like,
she
I'm not
goes
sure.
everyone.
Every time on the script, question mark, Mim Strom. Anyway.
Should we give her a call?
We'll give her a call after when we intro our guest, so then she can be a part of it because that's funny. Do you have a rating for Pewee for last week?
Yeah, look, did I say Lisa was a 6.5? Yeah. I think that we'll go with an 8 out of 10 because she brought out the recorder.
Yeah. It was good, but then you got to take points off because you couldn't remember any of the Valentine's Day
cards.
actually,
sorry, a couple. Do you reckon we need another? Nah, eight's good.
That was pretty funny. And also she needs to learn to come close to the microphone.
Yeah, oh my goodness.
How many times do you have to tell her you pulled the stick out of the hole?
The stick was pulled out of the hole and she still couldn't speak loud enough. We need to remind all of our guests now. I think it's because we're veterans. We know how to do it.
No, definitely. I'm gonna say that we're gonna clarify our roles in a minute because I want our guests to join in on that. But quick shout out to Ellie and Lily, friends of the podcast, avid listeners, and also Tanya Hetherington, Ari Hetherington's mum, apparently big fan. Thanks so much for listening, Tanya.
Thank you, Tanya, at Tanya Hetherington 29 on Instagram.
And then shout out to Gabby, umpire Gabby.
Yep.
She listened on the plane, still didn't give us any free kicks.
Yeah, damn. Gabby, come on. I spoke to you before the game. Really
she's actually one of my favourite umpires. So shout out to you, Gabby. Next couple of extra free kicks next time.
Yeah.
Each time that we mention her, surely that's like an extra free kick.
One. Or just
I'll mention you all the time.
Extra goal's fine.
All right, let's intro our guest. So this week's guest has been waiting a long time. Long time for the call-up, 4 years to be exact. But she's here now, and we're excited to have Seth.
Woohoo!
Welcome.
Thank you for the drum roll. It's only been going for so long. Avid long-time listener, first time on the potty. I've been so excited.
How does it feel to finally get the call-up?
Well, I feel like I've just warmed you girls up enough, and now you know what you're doing. We're now into the Rollers and the Rockers.
Yes,
even better.
We've changed
Forget
names.
about kicking back.
Yeah, you've come in at a good time.
Right on.
Yeah, you've come in at a good time because I feel like we just leveled up. Like this setup is better than what we used to have.
Absolutely.
So, Phil, you wouldn't have wanted to be on before. Now is it. This is the only episode that's going to get played.
Yeah, well, we waited to make sure it was bang on for you to be in
Top
here.
notch.
So,
absolutely.
No, we're very excited to have you. So now that you've mentioned that we are the Rollers and the Rockers podcast, we had this little discussion of who do you think out of me and Drisco is the roller and who's the rocker?
This is, I reckon, so easy because Miller's the one that keeps the podcast rolling.
Okay.
We've had,
Okay, and then Drisco, you kind of add your little spice on top and you keep it rocking.
So she's like rocking, kind of rocking.
And hard to control. Right?
Yeah,
so
true.
I reckon she's the she's the rocker. Well, let's face it, Miller keeps it rolling. Except for today, where you've really come to the party.
She's come to the party for once.
Maybe it can be role reversal for today.
Yeah, well.
So we discussed and we thought that it was the opposite way around because I am the rock.
Grounds us.
The rock of the podcast, and Drisco just rolls on in.
Oh, there we go.
Goes with whatever.
Different perspective. Yeah. That?
Anyway, whatever way you want to twist it.
The name's not changing, so you just stick with it.
We are the Rollers and the Rockers.
Great.
Quick recap of the game.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, Phil, you didn't play. We'll get into that soon. But Drisco, obviously, had a very good game yourself. I thought you were going to kick a goal at one point.
Oh, my Godfather.
And I saw you came from a mile and intercepted it, and it was going forward. We still didn't
I was
manage to
excited.
kick goal
I
off
was
that.
yelling at the TV. I was ready for you to do a running, bouncing kick at goal.
Well, I certainly wasn't. In all fairness, I say to people all the time, the ball shouldn't have been down there that bloody long. It wouldn't have had to do what we had to do in the back line. But, I think we got better as the day went on, and I think the backs, really stepped up. Like last week we had Laura Pugh as the general there, so I think we've all, kind of come into our roles in the back line. We know what each other's good at, and I think that just showed yesterday.
Yeah, I think, it was just a lot too little, too late. You can't go into the last quarter and have a 6-goal.
Yeah.
Be down by 6 goals and you have to make that up. So,
But they were
too late.
In all fairness.
They were good. A bit sore. They're quite
it
rough.
looked like a hard-hitting game.
Yeah.
Like there was so many bodies flying everywhere at all times. So I'm not surprised that everyone's a bit sore today.
No, and I literally I think it's more like I reckon they had 5th efforts at the ball, and then our mids are going in for that 6th effort. Like it's like continued efforts was what killed us. Like it's tiring, it's exhausting, and so contested.
Yeah, but I think stick with us, because I think whilst it didn't go the way we wanted, and we weren't scoring, so you weren't getting that dopamine hit of there's a goal, we can reset. It was we would get it down our way, we couldn't lock it in, and then it would slingshot out, and they were scoring off of that slingshot. So, but there were positive signs, I suppose, in the fourth quarter. You go, that's what we're
the whole
capable
fourth
of.
Quarter, it stayed in our forward 50 for 90% of the game.
Yeah, well, that's
so
exactly right.
If we can do that, we're going to go a good chance
and then capitalise next time. If we keep it in there, we're going to have more scoring opportunities. But good learning curve, and I think that pretty pumped leading into this week.
Definitely lots to learn, lots to, I guess, build on, but exciting for the challenge of Hawthorn. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But we do like to go through what Wiki has said to you.
Terrible photo of me on Wikipedia, by the way. Can I self-change that?
I've tried. Mine's terrible too, and I've asked multiple people, and it still hasn't been changed.
Why can't we change it?
I don't know.
I also don't take good footy photos. I'm like a deer in headlights.
Don't be stupid. No one takes a good footy photo. I'm pretty sure my top lip is puffed out every time from my mouth guard, and I have got squirrel eyes, dead set squirrel eyes. No one takes a good footy photo. You can't.
No,
you're sweating. You're
Let's
panicked.
get some bloopers out, I reckon.
But you actually don't have anything bad.
No,
on Wiki,
Phil,
so
yours is Lisa's was terrible.
I was going to say, all yours says is, well, obviously you were drafted in 2018, hence why you've been waiting so long for the podcast.
Yes.
You debuted in the game. There was a lot of debutantes that game. So Turbo had her first. She's the one that pops into my head, but there was a few more as
Same
well.
with Pewee, as we had.
Yes, Pewee, that's
last
right.
week.
Yep.
Ange.
There you go.
It was a good year.
So many.
It was a good game.
It was a good game.
Epic.
So windy, so hot.
4-point win.
41-degree day in Melbourne.
And it was hot and windy, horrible. But you were awarded Fremantle's best first year player in 2019.
I just snuck into the age bracket.
There's no age bracket.
There is. You got to be under 25, and I literally snuck in by a month.
Yeah,
what do you mean?
Because you remember last year, and it was this is not taking it away from Orla, but everyone's like, oh, Meg. Meg had a really great season, but she was already 25 by the time.
Age,
so then, she's not eligible. Anyway, all it was great too. But I just remember everyone being like, yeah, it's going to be Meg, it's going to be Meg. And then you're like, oh, no, because of the age break. But anyway, you snuck in. So,
veteran.
Congrats, you played all 8 games in that season.
Elite.
Is that right?
I think so. Sure.
Yeah,
well,
that's what Wiki says. That's what Wiki says.
Be true.
Surely you remember if you played every game.
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
You pretend
I just couldn't remember how many games there was.
Okay.
We need you to toot that horn. Toot your own horn. We're here to toot it for you too.
All right.
That's a tongue twister. Toot, toot, toot. I forgot what I said.
Toot your own horn. I don't know if that is
the same word twice. I don't know if that is a tongue twister.
I don't think that's a tongue twister. Anyway, so your footy journey, you came from a touch rugby background, is that right?
Yeah.
How did you get into footy?
The Southern Stars, to be exact, because
I
wrote the script
shout out
this
to
week.
The Southern Stars, good old family club down there in South Perth. So I was really lucky. I had a teacher, Ollie Beath, who some of you might know.
I know the name.
Was really, really passionate about women's footy.
Cool.
And so he was actually the one that probably got me into footy. He was a teacher, and he actually went on to be the state under-15s and state under-16s coach for a very, very long time. So shout out to Beathy for, I guess, seeing me and said, yep, you've got to play footy. So, and I guess my sister played it too. So anything that my older sister does, I just kind of want to do that a little bit better.
I feel like that's the way it goes, isn't it? Whatever your older siblings want to do, then you just continue on.
Well, we can say that all day, guys, because I have 2 younger brothers and they followed in my footsteps.
How good.
Exactly.
And you played, well, back then it was WAWFL.
Yeah. Waffle.
But did you play your 100th WAWFL game in 2017? Is that correct?
Oh, look,
No
I
way.
actually had a chat to Maddie Scanlon about this.
So
what year do you think I started down at East Freo?
What year?
What year?
Oh, my God.
Hang on. Well, we started this in I was drafted in 2016.
2014
So
maybe?
Earlier
Earlier
than that.
Earlier than 2014.
Earlier.
I'm going to say like 2012.
Earlier.
2010.
2010 was when I first took my
because I played
little
under
self
18s with you.
to East
Yeah.
Freo and had my first hit out there in reserves, and then I've been basically an East Freo girl since. So lucky enough to notch up 150 games down at East Freo.
Yeah, wow.
So how did that, sorry, back to your footy journey. So you mentioned your teacher that had a big influence on you starting football.
Yep.
How did that all start then? What team did you first play for, or was it East Fremantle?
Yeah, we had a team at All Saints.
Yeah, sure.
So it was a school team. And then from that, there was the first ever state under-15s team.
Right.
And then that kind of eventuated to East Freo.
Yep.
And then the state under-18s team. And then an Opens team. And then there was, as Miller was a part of, that massive generational talent pool that came through, which is like, I reckon half of those girls are still playing AFLW.
Yeah.
Who was in your generation of, let's say, under-18s? Because it was a killer year.
Well, Kelly Gibson and Sabrina Frederick Trauber, 2 that are definitely still playing, or the ones that are older than me, like
Alicia
Chelsea
Eva.
Randall, all those ones, but they weren't in my under-18s. Who else? Like
There was like Caitlin,
was it Alicia
Caitlin
Eva in
Edwards
yours?
played who?
Alicia Eva.
No, she's way older than me.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, that
there was
talent
like a
pool
bunch,
that came through was a very impressive year group.
There was lots that so in the first year, like Demi Oakley played for Freo, Kira Phillips played for Freo. They were all in like my under 18.
From Waffle W though, we're talking about.
Well, this is from under 8, like from state under 18s.
Yeah, because when that generation came through, I think that's when I got dropped from like the WA state team and stuff like that. And I was like, oh dear, these girls are good. If I'm going to commit, I've got to commit hard.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, and then, well, it only took you, what was that, 2 seasons of AFLW, or one season?
2.
2 seasons,
Yeah, I got picked up
17
in
and 18,
season 3.
and then into number 3. Well, you skipped all the average part at the start. Anyway, they fed out all the ones that weren't quite ready or up to the, I guess, professional standards, not necessarily the footy. Sometimes when you get into that elite environment, you've got to both be able to play the football but also, commit yourself as a
it's like Juddy says,
so.
hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard.
Yeah,
and I reckon that's something that I was able to grasp on and thought, okay, realistically, not that talented, but I tell you what, I can work hard, so let's commit to that. And it worked off.
Cool.
It did. It certainly paid off. Now, I'm going to bring it up because you played in 2019 East Fremantle Premiership.
Here we go. We've got a long time not speaking about this,
we don't talk
Miller.
about it much because it still hurts me. But it's funny because you mention it in here, and I didn't write the script, obviously. So,
Drisco with some dirt.
East Freo, but Drisco doesn't know the dirt. So it just says that 2019 East Freo flag played with Gabby and Evie Gooch, who played here obviously before. But what we didn't know is the dirt in 2019.
I didn't write this.
Phil tagged me. Hard tag.
No.
That is the hardest tag you'll ever see in your whole life. Phil's lucky I did not deck her.
Because she's an elite runner.
No,
oh my gosh.
No, she was an elite. I'm not letting you even like run 100 metres off the ball. It was
grand
that
final.
bad. And the umpires did not look after me at all.
The head coach came up to me and was like, "You're going to have a different job." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And she said, and I was, dacking myself at this stage, said, "You're going to follow Hayley Miller everywhere that she goes, and she's not going to get 5 centimetres past you."
This was Hayley's with Subi.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And
I just won the best, the league best and fairest.
Hard day. And it was, I was exhausted.
Anyway,
Literally hardest tag.
it was the hardest tag like you would see,
Like-
especially at women's football, but probably men's football as well. I wish we had footage of it because it was I didn't.
I didn't watch any of the game. Like, I cannot tell you anything that happened the entire game. All I saw was Hayley Miller.
And
Anyway,
that blonde pony.
was
Was it black
seeing
hair
red.
there?
I was seeing red the whole game. I was like, oh my God. And and I was like,
No.
she's holding me. And I umpire, she's holding me. Nothing.
Did
Go-
black-haired Hayley
absolutely
come
nothing.
out? Or was it blonde-haired Hayley?
Well, I couldn't because I was we're trying to win a grand final. I didn't want
Philly.
to get sent off.
You're lucky.
I was so scared the entire day.
But you're lucky it wasn't black-haired Hayley. Otherwise, the mouth guard would
Nah.
have come out in a few fists, I reckon.
I reckon I learned a lot from that game because it's the first
Great.
time I'd ever been tagged at all, let alone as hard as that. And I remember just being like, how do I, asking people when I went off at halftime, I was like, what do I do? How do I try and break this? And they were like, well,
Yeah.
you're going to have to just, and then we started doing some things like me go to another opposition, another of their players to try and get ours free. And it was almost like I then had to sacrifice my game because it was such a hard tag that I couldn't get rid of it.
I didn't see the game at all.
Yeah,
I just saw
anyway.
Hayley's back all day.
So do you think
So Phil's a good tagger.
that's the reason East Fremantle won? Phil, you're the difference.
Well, I wouldn't. Well, then you'd say that I was going to be the difference, which not necessarily I would have been, but it was pretty close. The game
I think
ended
it was
up
only
being-
4 or
it was
5 points.
Five
in the end.
points.
So it
I
was
think.
really close.
It was.
It
Really
was 5
close.
points, but I certainly didn't get off the chain. That's for sure. Anyway,
Yeah,
anyway, we bagged that one.
That's
are
great.
going
And I
one
hated
in the
Phil.
clock
Hated
back.
Phil for a little while there.
We
and
literally
now I've
haven't
moved past
spoken about it since.
Now I'm okay with
So
it. I can talk about it.
awkward.
Now.
Yeah.
I'm like, whatever.
We're teammates
It was
now.
actually really good. I'm like, you could just do that to someone else and not make me feel happy. I'd be like, I know what that's like.
know what
I'm
it's
like,
like.
yes, I know what that's like. Well, obviously, so you're an elite runner. Has that always been the case?
No,
always been a good
probably
runner?
I've been an okay runner. I wouldn't say that I was ever the fittest or the fastest or anything like that.
What do you mean?
Or just talk about the high speed running, the GPS.
I literally, I'm so sorry, but I'm going to get a screenshot of our GPS data up for everyone watching.
just take all the names out and then just get them to guess which
You
one's
will
Phil's.
literally fill. So we have basically high speed running, which is above 18 kilometres an hour, right? So you get moving, right? Most people, I reckon, a training session, you'd be aiming to get maybe above 500 if you can.
Yeah.
Phil Seth would run over 1.52 kilometres of high speed running, which is absolutely ridiculous. And
you
this
see the
bar
graph.
graph has gone off the freaking charts. All of us are below average, and Phil's spiked right up the middle. It's ridiculous.
And then
I
they've got
think
the
it's-
average line, and I reckon they should just take yours out because then
Yeah.
it would bring everyone up to the
Yeah,
average.
yeah.
I feel like I'm just below average because of Phil.
She's an outlier.
Phil's too high.
It's ridiculous.
And I'm sitting below average because they're taking into consideration.
Phil's
an outlier.
Take one for the team. and
I think it's
get
a
cut
touch
off the
rugby
bar.
thing, to be honest, because when you're on the
Insane.
field in touch rugby, you're on. And I was thinking about this, and I think it's the same as Gaelic footy.
Yep.
So I think the Irish kind of pretty good at it too, and I think it's the continuous nature of both Gaelic
yeah.
and touch rugby. So,
Yeah.
if you want something to do in the off season, hit up Southern Stars.
Come on, Southern Stars. Have me
Sounds
on.
hard-
I want to
sounds like
run
hard
2Ks
work.
of high speed.
Yeah. Sounds like hard work.
But anyways, you're ridiculous. That's
You
just,
are certainly an elite runner, and we touched on it before. You didn't play on the weekend because you've had your fair share of rehab.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us your journey over the last couple of pre-seasons in particular.
Yeah, I don't have a high success rate of making it to round one, unfortunately. So this is my 6th season, and I think I've made 3 round ones because I just have a habit. And I don't necessarily think that I'm injury prone.
You're
I think
not.
I'm just the timing of my injury.
are just stupid.
Yeah,
just
it's
like
not ideal.
The worst. So I think a couple of seasons in, I tore my hammy on the Tuesday before round one. So then missed out on that couple of rounds. And then obviously the scratch match, not last season, the season before, did my syndesmosis in the scratch match. And then bloody a couple of weeks ago, broke my hand in the pre-season game.
It's
How
always
does this
against
happen?
It's always against West Coast too.
Yeah.
West Coast
It
pre-season
is.
scratchy. We'll just skip
Next
that one
year,
next year.
Phil's not playing that.
I'm like, surely though, I can't be that unlucky.
We can't go again. But
That's
anyway, you're
crazy.
close. You're close to
We're
being
close.
back.
Yes,
We're very
hoping
close.
to tick off the boxes and then hopefully be available shortly.
Amazing.
That is very, very exciting. Obviously, like with that, when you're injured quite a lot all the time, and I think you do this from my point of view, one of the best that I've ever seen.
I agree.
Is how positive you are, and whether you're actually feeling that or not, but the way that you, I guess, articulate how you're feeling, and but not projecting anything to anyone else. You go, yep, it sucks for me, but hey, how good's this and this and this, and being so positive about it. Do you have any, like, what is that like for you? Is that something that you focus on particularly?
Yeah, I think you can probably get stuck in a spiral. Like if you allow yourself, no one likes a negative Nelly. So
Well, I was actually
not a
about to
team
say
sport.
you're actually positive Pete or positive Penny. So sometimes I hate you, people like that. When we have a shit game.
Yeah, and you just want to
Shut up,
wallow.
positive
You want to
Pete.
wallow in your sadness because you're injured or you had a shit game.
I want to be Nelly today, okay? But you can't with Phil
Penny,
around.
not
She's
with
good
Penny
enough.
around.
Well, it just doesn't really help anyone, does it?
Well,
No,
it
you're
doesn't.
quite right.
And it's easy to get stuck in a spiral. So
Tell us how.
I think I've just learned to just like project onto the next thing. So control what you can control.
Yep.
I know that's very substandard advice, but honestly, a lot of things are out of my control. So all you can focus on is what you do next. So that's all I'm thinking is the next thing I can do, the next thing I can do, which I think helps.
No, it's
Well, and it
amazing.
helps like us as a team too. It's amazing. So keep doing what you're doing. But I'm very excited for you to get back out there, get back
Thanks.
out playing. Now onto your sort of outside of footy. You're a physio. Oh, 3 physios in the room.
Three
Three
physios in a
physios.
room.
Well,
So-
one non-practicing, one couple of part-timers.
This could be in shambles then because we're too analytical, except for me
Too
who
much.
How's your
never writes the
Planaflexes
script.
going?
She listens. See, we can talk lingo.
We can look. Phil, you can talk. Your physio talk to
Feel like I
Phil
can
and I.
flex my foot. Not having any issues today. Although I have been hit by a truck from the game yesterday, but that's fine.
Yeah.
No other physio terms that I need
Bit
to
of
use, I
DOMs?
don't think. A few DOMs, yeah, nice.
nice.
Definitely. Actually, definitely. Are you DOMsy?
Very. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Most people
very.
know what DOMs is, surely.
My neck sore.
Delayed onset muscle soreness, everyone.
Yes, that's the one. Well, I feel like you don't have
Flexing
to
is
be a
pointing your
physio to know
toe.
that. You just like play some sport and you'll know what
Yeah, I
DOMs
know.
are.
Go to
Or
the gym once.
Yeah, go to the
I need a
gym
good
one
release
time.
through my QL, though, if I'm honest.
What about your onboards?
Yeah, potentially. I did say I left my back out there yesterday, so come on, masseuses, get into me.
All right, tell us about your physio journey. What are you doing at the moment? Why physio? For
Yep.
you, there's obviously different reasons why people choose physio. We've got our reasons, but what's
Yeah.
yours?
So I guess I have a lot of students come in and doing like work placements and stuff like this. So I've got this spiel down packed. I say there's normally 4 reasons why I chose to become a physio. First of all, just how amazing is the human body. Just the way that it works
So
is
cool.
just amazing. Secondly, a job where you can constantly problem solve is going to be really, really satisfying. And then thirdly, the fact that you get to help people. I reckon that's pretty amazing and satisfying. And then I think I'm naturally extroverted, so the fact that I just get to have a yarn with many different people
It's a
every
lot
day
of
is
talking.
also pretty good.
Yeah, cool.
So
There's a
they're
lot
my
of
reasons for
talking
being
in
a physio.
physio.
That's great, though. I love those four points. That's
Yeah.
really
Well,
good to
pretty
know.
much, yeah,
I
sums
guess
it up.
you're working. Phil recently completed a master's in sports injury physiotherapy, which is amazing and a huge feat in itself, especially with our footy commitments that we have. So I guess tell us about that and where you're working at the moment, because I know it's a pretty interesting clinic.
So have you graduated from that now?
Yes, I have.
done.
So
Like I remember you starting that. Like,
See, this is
a
why I
little
wrote
while
the
ago.
script today,
There you go.
guys,
I didn't know.
she's in the know.
No.
Yeah, I just feel like physio is one of those jobs where it's really frequent people get burnout. And so I probably got to like 5 years in and I was like, okay, I need something to kind of keep me going. I need a refresher. I need a good look. Like I just need to do something different.
Yeah.
And I love my job, but I wanna be better at it. So I was like, you know what, let's sign up for this Curtin master's degree. A little bit challenging at times to do the whole balancing of work, footy, and studying. But I tell you what, like totally refreshed my look
So
on
cool.
physio. So for any physios out there who are kind of stuck in that curve where you've been out for a while and you just feel like you're doing the same thing over and over, highly, highly suggest going back and excelling and doing more study.
And you're at Cottesloe Sports Med at the moment.
Yes, so now I'm at Cottesloe Sports Physio, and that was actually where I did one of my master's placements.
So
and
cool.
Brett Slocum out there is like a prime physio. He does such an awesome job. Has previously been to the Olympics, multiple Olympics with the swim team. So under some pretty good guidance down there as well.
Incredible.
He did a lot of work with City of Perth in the surf lifesaving when I was
there you go.
So I do know who Brett Slocum and his daughter.
Yeah.
His
Is
daughter,
Ella, his daughter.
Ella,
Up and
Slocum, so
coming.
she's playing. Yeah, she's playing footy now.
No
for
way.
Claremont. So and I've read a little bit about her that she's
Gun.
Let's get her in
the
purple.
up and coming potential. So there you go.
Far out.
Small world, isn't it?
Yeah, and I actually think that helps me a lot because therefore he's my boss and he has such a great understanding of women's footy
Yep.
that, you know, in this crazy world that we're trying to balance, having a boss like that goes a long way.
Definitely.
Certainly helps. Now you're recently engaged.
Yes,
Very
yes.
exciting.
Oh
so
my God, this is my
Driscoll wants
favourite part of the podcast.
This is what Driscoll wants to do. She just wants the rest of the podcast to be about this, but she wants to know you were the one that proposed to
Yes.
Jim. Please give us your proposal story.
Oh my God,
and
the whole
the
thing.
lead up to it.
I was
Details.
like, wow, we could be here for a while.
No, great. I want to hear it all. How
I
long
was
did
just
you
going
kiss
to say,
for? I'm all about a rom-com. Come on.
Oh my goodness. Well, I thought, all right, I'm only going to, hopefully, in my life, only get to do this once. So let's do it amazingly. So there was a bit of organisation that went into it. Got a few people on board kind of to help me out. She went to work in the morning. I pretended to go to work in the morning, didn't go. And then I kind of just set up this little treasure hunt around
of
Perth
course you did. That's so you.
to places that were kind of significant to us.
No one would even know this.
So I went to Big W, got some little heart-shaped balloons and they each had a little clue in them.
stop it.
Dropped it off at work, did a little knock and run and went and hid around the corner. And she got one and it told her, okay, you're going to go somewhere. And so then she went and had lunch with her mum. And then she had to go to a place that's, say, where we first met, where we had our first kiss, where we first lived, et cetera, et cetera. And then the last one was like, come home. So then she came, and actually each of the clues, she got a puzzle piece.
Yeah.
So then by the time that she had collected all the puzzles, it made a picture of us. And then it said, like, turn me over. So she turned the puzzle over and that's when it said, come home. So then she'd come home.
You are wild, Phil. I'm sorry. She talks about
This is
problem solving in her
insane.
job.
But
This is not
this
real.
is the most Phil thing I've ever heard, though.
Yeah, no.
Like,
Yeah,
it doesn't actually
I think
surprise
I had
me at
more
all.
fun, to be fair.
I'm like, you'd be frothing this.
And then, so I was at home and I'd like packed her a little bag and kind of said, okay, we're going on a little trip. And then I got my dad to come pick us up and I was like, oh, Dad's taking us. And at that stage, she knew it was Crown because she loved going to Crown.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, Dad's going to take us to Crown. And then we get driving and Dad all of a sudden like, turns and we're not going to Crown and instead we're going to Jandakot Airport to get a helicopter to Crown.
Oh, stop it.
No. This is a lie. This is not
This just
real.
keeps getting more and
I
more.
literally, before
Yeah.
you telling us this, I saw the photos and thought, oh, they went for a picnic by the river. That's
Yeah.
so sweet. Little did I
Meanwhile.
know, that's the tip of the bloody
Wow.
iceberg. A helicopter. What do you mean?
And then we got to Crown and it was a hot day. I'm not going to lie. And she was like, all right, well, this is the closest way that we can stay in aircon. And I was like, oh, we can't go that way. We're not going inside. We're going around the edge. And it was warm. And she was like, it's hot. And I was like, don't worry, I brought deodorant. So then I had just had this bag of
Yeah,
things
all
like
stuff,
in like
yeah.
cold water. And then we kept walking and obviously that's where you saw the picnic photos. 'Cause it was on the edge. And then so once we kind of settled down, and then I also got my parents to bring my dog down, little Albus, and he had a little backpack on.
Oh my
And it
gosh.
was, the ring was in the backpack. So then Albus, I called him and he came over and then I was like, oh, you better check his backpack. And then that's where the ring was. But at that stage, I'm not going to lie, I like froze. I did the whole day up to that
my
point.
gosh.
No, you didn't.
And then it was like time to like do your spiel. Like,
Yeah.
you are the person I want to spend the rest of my life with. And I
yeah.
was like, this is awkward. Can you just say yes? Because my
Yeah.
sister was there trying to take a photo.
Yeah.
And so my sister's like around the corner. Anyway, I was like, I'll give you a spiel later. Just, will you marry me? She said yes anyway.
Oh,
and
thank
then
goodness.
we had a couple of days at Crown. The whole time just ripped into me, forced me to just give her a big spiel. And I was like, what about the day?
Yeah. What about the planning and the preparation?
So anyway, that's the story.
Wow.
Sorry for taking up half an hour of your time.
That's like, I don't know what I was expecting,
No.
but man,
It was
that's
fun.
elaborate and
I'm only going to do it once,
amazing.
so that's,
yeah.
that's makes
Well,
make
that's
fun of it.
amazing.
I
That
think
really
that-
sets the standards really high for
Great
anyone
though.
else.
Everyone needs to take a leaf out of Phil Seth's book.
Yes.
I need to find a boyfriend first. But
That's one of the criteria. You sit them down. You say, okay, if you were to propose, how would it
would
go?
no.
Nope. Oh, that's
Really,
so good.
I'm obsessed with that.
Yeah, it was fun. It was really fun.
My
I was
God.
really nervous that there was little things that went wrong. So like one of the clues was where we first lived, which was actually my nana's old house. And we thought, my sister dropped it off for me. We thought that no one was home. So my sister like knocked on the door, no one answered. So just put it at the front door and then walked away. And she was like hiding in the car around the corner. And then the lady was home, came to the door, took the balloon and took it inside. So my sisters were like, hang on. She had to run out, knock on the door and be like, I'm really sorry, I actually need that balloon back. It's not for you. There's someone else coming for
so
the
it's
balloon.
just some like random lady
So
that
at
didn't know.
at the house that we used to live
my
at,
God.
Yeah. So
the
you're going
person
to.
who lived there now
Yeah.
took the balloon with
Oh my
my puzzle
God.
pieces in it.
Yeah.
No, we needed the balloon.
And
Yeah.
we're
Oh
like,
my
oh,
God.
hang on, we actually need that back.
Oh, so like, yeah, obviously if they knocked on it and then you could explain, just like leave it here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but didn't answer and then just took it
And then
inside.
later took the balloon. Anyway,
Oh, no.
so
Anyways,
but we,
oh my
we
God.
sorted
And
it
we
out.
got there. Got there in the
Amazing.
end. That's so good. Hey, isn't WA the best place to call home?
Couldn't agree with you more. And our friends at Bankwest want to help you make the most of it.
That's why we've got some of the best seats in the house to our games this season.
And when you're not cheering us on, you could be in the best seats at the other epic events at Optus Stadium and RAC Arena.
So let's hear it for our home team, our home ground, and our home crowd.
And let's hear it for the best seats in the house.
Search Bankwest Best Seats for your chance to win. All right, Driscoll, it's time
It's
for
time.
Dish with Drizz. This
Yes.
is Driscoll's new segment, as you would know, because you've listened.
Of course.
Philly.
And I haven't even read this part, so this is completely up to Drizz, which is amazing. 'Cause she's
Okay.
done her job.
Philipa Seth, Dish with Drizz. Here we go. Alrighty, I need to ask you, you can't ask me where I got the inside information from, okay?
I
Because
thought there was rules here.
you may be unengaged after this. No,
There's clearly no rules.
you
No.
cannot ask where I
Since
got
when has
these.
there been rules?
Oh, I thought it was just common courtesy.
No
I
rules.
thought
Nah,
Mim
there's no
maybe
rules.
kept the rules.
Well, Mim's not
Mim's
here.
not here.
So
See ya.
no rules.
Is it true that you are a super fussy eater and actually won't eat leftovers?
I won't eat some leftovers.
Yes, right. This actually wasn't from Jibby. It was inside scoop from a staff member at the club here.
Like, especially chicken.
So
if
tell
you
us-
try reheat chicken in the microwave the
I
next
got told
day-
you wouldn't even reheat curry.
Depends how saucy it is.
Ooh.
I would. I would.
Curry
How
is better
saucy
the
it
next day. Has anyone had curry?
Yeah,
like,
it does definitely. Lots of
Curry
things get better the second day.
And pasta, I would.
Oh, you
reheat.
would? Okay.
So I feel like someone's trying to stitch me up. But like chicken, nah. Or like roast, nah.
Okay.
They go funny in a microwave.
all right, so you
Still
wouldn't-
tastes good,
It's
though.
the reheating part.
Yeah, I'd have it cold.
Okay.
It's the reheating process.
Fair enough. My dad's a bit like that with meat.
I
Like-
do tend. Sometimes I just can't be bothered.
No,
to heat it
that's-
I
up,
didn't
so
even
just
realise
eat
that
it
was
cold.
so weird. But
No, it's
I
not.
think
It's
the
not.
microwave makes it go a little bit funny.
It does.
You do you. I just wanted to ask. How much is too much money to spend on a hobby?
The limit does not exist
Good
if you
answer.
do your homework.
Okay, because you know where I'm going with this. Is it true that you've spent all of yours and Jib's money on a home gym?
In my defence, I haven't got a new car in a very long time. So instead
So
of
it's the car money.
instead of
Okay.
getting a
Okay.
new car, because my car is fine.
Fair enough.
I spent that money on a home gym, which makes me better footballer.
Great. Well, I actually got told that it was because you're getting old and injured.
Well, I mean that's probably also true these days.
No, Philly, I love that
no.
justification. That's great. I did say that this is your opportunity to sledge her, but you want after that proposal story. There's no sledging. It's not happening.
We're keeping that a happy.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
happy
this is
circle
great.
of love there.
Yeah, I definitely know what limits to push, and that's not one of them.
Great. Is it true in your spare time you like to make PowerPoint presentations? And tell us about the most recent topic.
Okay, well, there's actually a bit to this. Not just
I'm just
for
imagining
enjoyment.
you like PowerPoint on dolphins. And then does a presentation to Jib and Albus.
Actually,
and Albus.
oh my God, the dolphins.
Okay, no, I like to do my research on different things.
Yep.
And so we've already talked about the engagement story, which means that there's a wedding coming up and then a honeymoon coming up. And so a physio with a broken hand isn't very good. So I've had some spare time on my hands. So I've used these PowerPoints as an opportunity to do my research because
I would die.
there is so
But are you
many
presenting them?
options.
Yes, she's
Yeah, I
To who?
present them
To Jib? You are. To Jib and Albus, I told you.
Yeah. To be like, okay, do you like this look? Do you want to go here? What holiday, what honeymoon do you want to go to?
I'm literally picturing like Phil pulls down the projector.
She's got a stick. She's got this
laser?
or this. Yeah.
And PowerPoint, you can do everything in. You can have your tables, you can have your pictures, you can make it interactive.
Do you spend time making it like really pretty?
I try to have more pictures in it. Yes.
We need to get one of these sent to us. but also,
I'll show you. I will show you my holiday.
Are you so proud of them though?
A lot of effort goes into building them.
Or you could just have the conversation.
Yeah, wow.
No,
But it's
Phil,
more
that
fun
is-
with pictures.
That's typical Phil as
I
well.
know that also doesn't
Sorry.
like surprise me that much.
But that is hilarious. Don't need to make one on dolphins though. Is it true that you aren't allowed to pace for the group anymore because a light jog for you is 30 kilometres an hour?
So I've been told over and over and over and over.
It's true.
I'm just like I'm not really that good at pacing.
No, because you've only got one, and it's
One
too
speed,
fast.
yeah, above
It's
18
way too
kilometres an
fast.
hour.
And like
It's like
running
my
faster
2K
is more
speed.
efficient. So like if they're like, oh, do a couple of laps, I'm like, well, let's just get it done quickly.
Literally, it feels
My
running
lungs
like
don't say
the
that.
recovery laps at my like maximum. I'm like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
let's settle down.
I think it's efficiency thing. Get it done.
Mine's a shuffle.
Yeah. Meanwhile, at the back, I'm like,
Oh my God, you're insane, Phil. Oh, I can't even. This could actually ruin your relationship. I'm going to say it anyway. No, it couldn't. Does having small ears make you half deaf, or is this just selective hearing? In brackets, especially at home.
Okay. I do have small ears. They
Tuck
are
your hair behind.
They are, you know, they are a
They
little
are
bit,
so cute.
but I'm also not as deaf as Gabby O'Sullivan.
No,
So
wow.
I feel like I get let off the hook there because, you know, Gabby is so much worse.
well, she
Needs
also
a
just
cochlear
makes
implant.
it quite obvious. What?
Yeah.
What? What?
Yeah,
Are you talking to me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you're
yeah.
like, they just explained the drill once, and then she's just like, or they haven't even explained it yet. They're just like, girls come in, what? And you're like, just settle, just nothing's
Do you
happened yet.
actually
I'm like,
have-
nothing's happened yet.
Have trouble with your hearing though, or it's selective?
Can you repeat? No.
What?
It's selective then.
It's the small ears. We'll go with the
We'll
small
go-
ears. Anatomically disadvantaged.
No way! Oh gosh. Okay. And last but not least, are you popping at your best today and every day? Positive Penny.
You need to
dear.
so the background to that is that we do our pre-training screening, and I don't think it's there anymore, but it used to be that. So the top that you could be was popping at your best, and no one puts popping. No one gets out of bed and goes, yeah, I'm popping at my best today. But I think Phil has.
I promise you, I never did.
I thought you
because
did. Oh.
I feel like you
There's
can
always
always
better.
be better. Yeah.
It was going to be that, or it was going to be popping at my best. But that example for Phil makes sense.
I feel
can
like
be
Phil's
better.
popping at her best all
And
the
I
time.
feel like if you are popping at your best, then where do you go from there?
You keep
it's
popping
true.
at your best.
It's only downhill
pop
from
more.
there.
Well, I'm glad we asked that. Cleared that up.
We cleared it up. You're not popping at your best all the time.
Amazing. That's it. Dish with Drizz. How'd you go? Do you like it?
Yeah, good.
Great.
Very good. You've really stepped up.
Thanks, Phil.
And I'm glad
good.
that it's no longer, what was it, fast fire?
Quick fire,
quick
yeah.
Quick fire. Yeah,
it's
well,
Quick,
it's a way
slow
better
fire.
name.
Wasn't
Quick,
a lot
slow
of-
fire. Now, we're going to do the From the Fans.
Yep.
Now, but I did say I was going to call someone. Just to see if she's
literally hit me up on
If she's
Instagram.
alive, wake.
yeah.
So
where is
excited for
she?
you to be on the pod. I thought, you beauty, can't wait to have a yarn with Mim.
I'm so glad.
All right.
Here we go.
Let's see if she
She'll answer you. Otherwise, I'll call her.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there
We're
we
on.
go.
Oh, hi, Mim.
Hey, sorry, I don't know how to then, but it didn't pick up.
You what?
Oh, I answered and then it kind of cut off.
Oh, well, we're just sitting here in the podcast wondering where you are.
Oh my goodness.
She actually forgot. You forgot. Well, we're just at the From the Fans part and we're wondering if you're ever going to turn up.
We,
Thank God we changed it from Mim's mailbag.
we don't have training today, do we?
Well, this
yes.
goes to show that you do not read the Rollers and the Rockers group chat.
You've ghosted
ever.
all of us.
Read, I mean, I read it. I know Phil's on.
well, Phil's
Been
here.
hanging.
Phil's here. And
Phil.
hey, Phil.
Mim, I thought we were going to have so much fun. We were going to have a yarn and you ditched me.
Podcast, is it? Oh my
Oh, you're on the podcast right now.
Mim, you're on. This is going on the Instagram. You've been shamed because you've shame on you for shame on us. Seriously.
Look, I'm a busy lady. I've got a tomorrow that I'm rehearsing for. So,
Oh,
She's a busy lady.
I apologise to Phil.
only to Phil.
Once this media degree's done, she doesn't care about us.
Well, anyway, thanks so much for answering. That was good fun. But maybe, are you going to come up next week or we'll just see?
We'll see.
We'll see. All right.
Well, lucky we've
Well,
got other important stuff to
Yeah.
do.
Anyway, I'll just pick up the slack again.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Well, enjoy your assignment or whatever you're doing. I won't.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
I'm sorry. It's the.
Oh my God. I'm so glad we did that. We should do that
just
more.
told her we had training.
Did that sound good?
Oh, we should have said we had training. Oh, that would have been good. She would have been like, oh. Anyway, that was good fun. All right. So
Anyways.
anyway, we're out to the From the Fans.
It's not Mim's mailbag anymore, Phil, for that reason.
for that reason because she
fair
can't
enough.
be trusted. All right. Lily Cannell asks, what is your go-to pump-up song?
Oh, actually, this is a good one. I can give my friend a shout out here. My friend Rach Richardson just released her song on Spotify.
Oh.
It's called Dreamer. Have you guys connected?
Okay.
Are you gonna?
Yeah, I'm taking over here.
Go. All right.
Connected. Are we in the 1940s?
Hang on.
I am connected.
To be fair, it's actually really terrible reception in here.
I've got 5G.
Do you need? Have you got Spotify up?
Yeah.
Do you want me to find it for you?
What's her name again?
Rach Richardson. Just released this
Dreamer.
week. You can probably maybe skip the intro. if
Okay,
you
let's skip to
I mean,
that. So this is your friend.
Sounds great. Dreamer.
it does get.
It does get better. No, it's good.
So guys, just get your groove on. Oh yeah, it's about to get hot.
Gonna drop.
It's about to drop. All right, ready. That was the drop.
Did you go to the instrumental?
I was waiting for like.
Okay, I was ready for it to really drop.
Anyway,
Right,
if
that's
you've got
your
time
friend.
For Fish Hut, that's what I was
listen
waiting
to
for.
the whole thing. It's a great song.
It's your friend.
It's
Is
my
this your-
friend.
it is
yes,
your friend,
From,
yes.
from high school.
Oh, how good! That's so good.
That's now my pump up song.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, even better that you know them.
And Phil's song that we have for Goals for Girls for her, that Pewee has made is and I'm feeling good.
Oh, that's
feeling good.
Feeling.
Say it again. Feeling.
Actually, quite a good song
It is,
too.
yeah,
it
it
went
is.
off in the gym the other day. I
did.
quite like
Yeah,
it.
I like
Great.
that.
I'm glad.
I need a list of all the songs of everyone's.
It's on the playlist Goals for Girls.
Yeah, no, but does it say whose?
It's in
song is
order,
for whose?
in numerical order.
Oh, I
wow.
like that. Wow.
You guys are
Yeah,
All
we've
right.
nailed
very
it.
organised.
I need to get that on my
Phone.
on my Spotify.
On your connected device.
On my connected, because I am connected. Mila
Mila.
asks, who is your top 3 favourite players from the Freo men's team and why?
Good question.
Oh, Luke Ryan, good
Nice.
old
Yep.
intercept defender.
Yep.
Caleb Sarong, love his work rate.
Yep.
And then maybe Sonny, just because, flashy,
he's the nicest guy.
consistent,
He's a
a lovely guy around the club and gets the snags. One from each line.
Great. Well done.
Very spread out there. I like that. Bit of mix of everyone. Jess Baker asks, what is your wildest Gabby O'Sullivan story?
Oh, my. Oh,
I
my.
don't even know what mine would be.
They're too inappropriate.
Yeah, it was.
I can't even give anything from her.
Normally, whatever she's thinking, she
It
just
comes
comes
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
straight out with.
It's great.
Whether it be appropriate or not.
Were you there in
What?
the physio or in the massage room
Oh my God. Stop.
when
I know.
she was either of you there?
No, but I know.
Were you
what
there? No.
say it.
Anyway, okay, I'll just tell the story. So we're all laying like face down, whatever, like, and it was silent at this point. We'd been chatting, but then it had gone silent, so we're just like enjoying our massages. And then Gabby goes, "Someone's licking my elbow." Out of nowhere, and everyone just like lifted their heads up and like, what? Anyway, it turned out so her arms are over the edge, and the massage therapist has like walked past her, so just brushed her leg past her elbow. And Gabby, the first thing she thought was that someone was licking her
Also,
elbow.
I'm sorry. How uncomfortable would the massage therapist be?
The massage therapist is like this, like, what?
That's what I mean. Like, she's obviously thought it, and most people would think it, and then.
But like also like
can't.
look, I don't know, to see if because girls they like to play practical jokes and stuff like that. So it's not like it couldn't have happened, but the fact that like her head's in the hole, you can actually like open your eyes. And I said, why don't you open your eyes and see if someone's crouched down next to you? She goes, I just had my eyes closed. I'm like, but you can, if you open them, you could see.
It's too much sensory overload for her.
Yeah,
I
she
think.
didn't think her way through that one.
Is
So
a classic Gabby story.
And
Stop
also
right there.
has just bought a $5,000 e-bike.
the e-bike hasn't come yet. Don't know if it's ever coming.
And for the safety of everyone else, let's not make it arrive yet.
Ethan Paul asks, what is your favourite position to play on the field? Now, this is a good question because you have played a multiple range
Roles.
of different roles. What's your favourite?
Not tagging Hayley Miller is
Thank
one of
God.
them. But thankfully,
Thank God
I
that
don't
was a
have to do that
one-time
anymore.
That was a one-time thing.
Yeah, exactly. Let's not bring that back. Look, there was a little season there where they thought about chucking me in the middle. And I'm not going to lie, I feel like that's every footballer's dream because, you're right at the source. Just got to run it, see the ball, get the ball. So that was kind of fun. But I must admit, I am glad to be back with the backs, hanging
bad
with my
backs.
mate Drizz.
Woo!
I think we do have a lot of fun down there. And I was thinking about it the other day. You know how we used to have crazy forwards? It was the forwards who were just loopy.
Yep.
I reckon we might have taken that crown.
We come up with some pretty
Yeah,
crazy
they're more
analogies.
reserved down
Yeah, I
there
reckon
now.
the backs have more fun.
Always. Bad
Well,
backs.
the mids don't have any fun, so
Yeah,
No,
serious.
we have to we have to work hard. It's always we're watching. No, when you go into lines, I just remember during COVID when how ridiculous though that you guys had forwards had to stay in 150, mids had to stay in the mid part, and backs had to stay in the other 50.
No, I know.
Ridiculous to think about that was a thing, and we weren't allowed to like merge lines. Anyway, but backs would be kicking goals just for fun. Forwards were kicking goals just for fun, and everyone's celebrating together. And we're in the midfield like with the under eights goals. We weren't, and we were just literally just like
Repeated efforts.
we just have to we'll just keep doing this thing in the midfield. We didn't get a look in at the goals
Well, that's
for
good.
the whole season.
Because your job's to win the bloody clearances so it doesn't come back.
Well, sometimes we want to
territory.
have some fun too, and all we can hear is celebrating from either end, and we're like, okay, just go again,
Shots
just go
fired.
again. Might
So
kick
Phil-
him from 50 because we weren't allowed in the 50.
Well, there you go. She's
Snag 'em
glad
from
she's
there.
back then. Back's her
having
favourite
fun.
position.
Backs. I've actually. Oh no, I was a back actually.
back.
At Freo, my first season.
Is this black hair, Hayley?
No, at Freo. this is 2017.
Black-haired Hayley could be a back.
No. No, let's not.
We
go
need
there.
that wild card.
Let's
Let's
not
do a
go
poll
there.
on Instagram. Who wants to see black-haired Hayley?
Nobody needs to say that. All right. The comms team asks, we love the name Phil. Have you always gone by Phil? So obviously your name is Philipa.
Yep.
We probably didn't clarify that.
And
but
you can't
do we
really
need to?
name, like, everyone uses last names, like Miller's Miller. You get called Hayley as well, but like Seth.
Yeah, Seth
Yeah.
doesn't do it.
Seth doesn't quite
do it,
have the
yeah.
same
So like,
ring to it.
it's always just been Phil.
Yeah, growing up, my sister had a best friend named Philippa, and she was Pip.
Oh,
So I feel like I couldn't be Pip
Yeah.
because my sister's best friend was
would never
Pip.
have thought of that. Great.
A teacher occasionally called me Pip, or like some friends that I know call me Pippy. But I feel like that's a little bit
Longstockings.
like, exactly, that's what I think every time they say it. So I think it is just, Phil Seth.
You can't have Lipper.
Phil Lipper. We're going to call you Lipper. I like that.
Anyway, I feel like Phil Seth
Lipper.
just kind of rolls off the tongue now, and I feel like
I think
I'm kind
so.
of stuck with it. Don't know if my mum likes it though, but
Oh, she wants people to call you Philippa.
well, I think it's kind of like when I introduce myself, I'll never say that my name's Phil because then everyone looks at me funny. So I always introduce myself as Philippa, but then I very quickly say, "But you can call me Phil."
Right. Well, Janet's your mum's name, isn't that right?
Yeah, but everyone calls her Janny.
I'm so sorry, Janet, but I cannot yell on the football field. Philippa!
It's too long.
We have Lipper or Phil?
Lipper.
No, but my mum does call me Phil.
No, that's
So I think she's given up.
She's given up. She's gone with that. Okay, that's easy.
so funny.
All right, so this is probably more for
Kale!
this is probably more for Driscoll. But yes, it is Kale from upstairs.
He's back.
Who the is Kale?
Kyle, he's back!
He's back. Anyway, he's forgotten that you cursed him out one time for asking too many questions, so he's come back for another season. Kale asks, now Phil, you won't know this one because unfortunately you weren't over in Melbourne, but you can explain actually because you know what it is.
Yeah.
What is an initiation kick for like staff?
Yeah, it's the best part. When a new staff member comes in, you've got to make them feel welcome. And what better way is there to be welcomed at the footy club other than doing about 10,000 little spins and then having a kick at goal?
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
It's always hilarious.
So great. So we had a couple that did it on the weekend, but Luke,
I saw the photo.
how did Luke, the video guy, go in his initiation kick? Heard it was horrendous.
Yep. And it was shocking.
It was
he had a fall.
hilarious.
Like he
He
needs
had
a
a
forwards
fall.
management plan because he literally fell.
He slipped and then he was like turtle on his back. And
Yeah.
Lisa had grabbed the camera and was having a go at taking some photos, obviously, because Luke was having the kick. So she was like, I'll take some photos.
Got it.
There is a perfect photo of
get
him
it up.
turtle on his back.
Very good.
Because he'd slipped. And he
get
took
it
at least like 3 or 4 goes to actually get it in.
Definitely shocking from you, Luke.
I
But
think that's my favourite thing about it is if you miss, you have to go again.
You have to
I think
go.
that's great. Like,
You just-
we are stubborn. You cannot miss. You
I
have to
don't know.
keep going until you get it in.
Luke couldn't have gone again. He had vertigo.
He had a broken pelvis, he's broken coccyx from
he needs to be
slipping on
taken
his bum.
DD. He was not well.
Oh, too good. Well, that's all there is from the fans this week. So we'll quickly touch on round 3 coming up on Saturday, 16th of September, Freo Oval against the Hawks, 3:05 p.m. How pumped are we? Well, I'm pumped.
So
We'll
pumped.
see.
I'm really hoping we can get the same crowd that we did for the Derby because that was absolutely epic.
Definitely.
So good Saturday kind of night arvo. Hang out in Freo afterwards, I reckon. So get on down for sure.
It is a good, family fun day out, and then you can go for dinner afterwards.
There you go.
Perfect.
Saturday Arvo. Perfect.
It's perfect.
be
have
there.
good
And Philly
memories.
Seth might be there.
Well,
out there.
Hey, that's what
I'm
we're hoping.
crossing all my fingers and toes. We'll see what happens. Got a few things to tick off.
Yep.
And also, when we versed Hawks last year, that was Juddy's farewell game. So we've got a
was.
couple of good memories.
Yeah, cool.
Against
Anya
the
had a
Hawks.
day out.
Yep, it'll be fun.
So that, and so did Turbo actually. I think she had
That's
like
crazy.
30
Let's just
something
do
and
that all
20
over
plus
again.
tackles. Like
Let's just
insane.
hope the sun's out. No wind.
Sun's out, guns
Good
out.
conditions.
That'll be good.
Get your Freo crop tops out. Here we go.
We've spoken about our sort of focus points heading into the week. We
Yep.
talked about we needed to
Consistent
things we need to
forequarters.
improve on. But our quick touch on our Debbies, Joe and Ari, they've been fantastic. Ari in particular on the weekend
Oh.
took a few absolute ripper
Important
grabs.
marks.
Contested marks, absolutely. Inboard 50,
Yep.
golden.
Yeah, it was, and I think like Joe, obviously on the wing, it wasn't getting out to the wing so much, but she's absolutely cracking in. So it's
Yep.
so good to see them. Do we think there's going to be any more Debbies
I know
coming
they're
up?
working very, very hard.
They
Love
are.
those scrimmage games. Gives
So
them an
good.
awesome opportunity to break through. So I don't
We'll
know.
just have to wait and see.
Anyone's chance.
It
Who
is,
knows?
Yeah, for sure. And especially if, that it's always that good thing when we don't have a lot of injuries at the moment. Everyone is vying for a spot.
Yeah.
And, if you're not performing, in the AFLW team, there's always that opportunity that, someone's going to come and take your spot. So it makes the ones that are in the team work harder to keep their spot, and obviously the ones that are on the outer to try and break their way into the squad. But it's a good
exciting.
position to be in, certainly at this point in the season as well.
Absolutely.
Well, that's all we have time for this week on the Rollers and the Rockers podcast. I actually went so well.
I know. Nailed it.
I think you should write the script all the
Okay.
time. I think it
She's
was.
only saying that she doesn't want to do the work.
Yeah, I was like,
Standard
that
is
was
set.
That was so much better.
Easy breezy,
I just got
beautiful.
to rock up, read it out, and happy days, and I'll just leave. And
That's my life story.
No,
I
we-
want to roll in. You can rock in with the rocking script, and I want to roll in.
I'd like Phil's way of doing it. I want to just roll on in.
I want to be the guest next week and not write anything.
Anyway, well, you did it too well. You should have done it terrible like the first time we tried this, and it was terrible, and then we never did it again. But you've done it too well that now you're more than
stuck.
capable.
About done myself.
You're more than capable of it.
I'm popping my best.
Anyway, as always, the Rollers and the Rockers podcast is brought to you by Bankwest. Phil, how was your long-awaited podcast experience?
It was exactly as fun as I thought it would be, to be honest. I knew that you two like to have a good yarn and a good cackle, and it lived up to expectations.
It was fun. I did.
I
I
had the best
rate
time.
it. All right. Well, we'll have to tune in
Yeah.
next week to see what Driscoll rates here, but I'll leave that for you.
She stitches me up. Like
it was
you,
just see. I don't rate anyone. Yeah, I don't
exactly.
rate anyone. I just was going to be friends with everyone. No confrontations, please. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review. As always, I'll leave you with a Driscoll to finish the pod, and it's actually on here, so you have done. See? Look,
Done
you're
it all.
prepared.
Prepared.
What's your inspiring quote for us?
Okay, not very inspiring because I'm trying to, the quotes that I give have got to be quirky, a bit quirky.
Like last week's?
But also, I'm a piece of corn. This actually fits in well with Phil, except for the end. Whatever you do, always give 100% unless you're donating blood. See ya.